Bobby. Sorry.
You're good.
Hey, guys. Medical-wise, Liam's feeling better. All of obviously the tests came in clean, and nice to see him out of the boot. So that's it from a medical. Everyone else feel good physically.
Start off with Dave and then Roger.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, just was wondering your thoughts on what sort of the turnaround that Georgetown and Ed have been able to do in a pretty quick amount of time. I mean, I know things are, the landscape is a lot different than it was even 5-6 years ago, but it is a long way to go this year. But you've even impressed. Did you feel like Ed was going to turn this thing around and maybe do so pretty quickly?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Ed's resume speaks for itself. What he's been able to accomplish. He's taken over, a program that was struggling in a variety of ways, and nowadays with if this wasn't the portal and the NIL, portal and NIL era, in terms of being able to build a team now in college sports, it would have taken Ed, much longer, because the program was not in very good condition for Ed. So this would have been, if this was years ago, it would have been a couple of years of brutality for Ed. But Ed, I think I think he's, bringing in a kid like Peavy, and just how hard he plays and how he impacts winning. What he did in the transfer market with him and Mac, retaining, some culture, with some key starters as well. And then, obviously you hit on a high school big, like Sorber. And then I think, the way he scheduled the non-conference was really smart for where the program's been. I think he's done obviously a great job, and it makes the Big East is going to struggle. The Big East is going to struggle without Georgetown, without St. John's being like top 25 level. So it's great to be going to DC to play a big game.
Thanks.
Got it.
And it seemed like you took the Villanova loss pretty well, because you guys played pretty well and you could see some progress there. Is it more about perspective and progress at this point than wins and losses with Liam out?
You know what, Roger? No, I mean, yeah. I don't want to start, going with riddles, but I would say I felt worse by the Providence performance. I just felt, really, really, empty, with the way that we played in that game. And, I thought there were more things to be excited about. Dalen Stewart's production, solos, obviously, we got the defensive things we got to clean up, but, the shooting, scoring, and clutch shots by Solo, our ability to fight back and put ourselves in position to have a couple chances to win a great road game. This is obviously a really good time for people to play us. It's a good time to play us with Liam out. We got to find a way to win enough of these games again, so that when he returns to the team, that we've developed more people, and then now we're adding, a great player back to the mix because Liam's a great player.
Are the guys down after the loss, and what do you tell them to lift their spirits up or get them refocused quickly?
Yeah, I think I think what you realize is obviously the focus is how the game ended, but it's 13 turnovers, a bunch of which were unforced. It's not really Villanova's defense is not a high turnover rate defense, so the amount of times we were just beaten cleanly off the dribble. I think when you go back and watch the film and you see all the plays that could have been made to avoid Alex going to the foul line, with a time bomb in his hands, going to the line down one with 3 seconds to go on the road, is a position that myself and the team could have avoided putting him in, and if we did a multitude of other things well.
Thank you.
You got it.
We got Joe next, then Jaden.
Dan, just one quick follow-up along those lines. For Alex specifically, how have you seen him sort of respond? I know obviously he hasn't been in that position, very much. But was he able to turn the page quickly and get back? Obviously his voice is important, but did you see other guys stepping up to pick his head up?
Yeah, it's not an everyday occurrence. You don't find yourself, players that go through their entire high school and college career and never have to shoot free throws of that magnitude. I think that we all, whether you're a coach, whether you got your first job at Wagner and you're growing into that, you're a first-time head coach at the high school level, Wagner, Rhode Island, whether you go from a bench player to the eighth man to the fifth starter, fourth starter to the star player on the team, the straw that stirs the drink. I just think, for Alex, he's going to grow into more comfortable as the season goes on. With it being his team and having to deal with that pressure and having to deal with that type of expectation. It's a heavy load that you carry when you win or lose games, and now you're the guy, whether you're the head coach or the star player, or the point guard or the quarterback, and everyone's pointing in your direction when it's over. When you go through that for the first time, and you become very comfortable in it. And I just think that Alex is going to continue to grow into that featured player, first team all league player of the year candidate type of guy.
And you mentioned it after the Villanova game that you needed him and Hassan and Solo to get involved earlier. Is that really a focus going into this game, just to make sure that they get some shots up early in the first few minutes or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, if it wasn't for Jalen Stewart in that first half, we would have been down big. I thought, Hassan, who saved us in the Providence game. Again, when you go from, a bench player, a critical bench player on the last two championship teams, and now you're the starting point guard, you can't have an off half. You can't have a half where you're not leading, where you're not the spark, where you're not the quarterback. And I think it took Hassan, too long in that game to sink his teeth in and to impact it. And so Yeah, I think, I don't want to see the stat sheet and to see Alex have 3 shot attempts at halftime. I want to see him attacking these games even more so with Liam out. And Hassan just, you can't be the point guard on the team and be a little bit disengaged for the first half. And then I thought, he played a really strong second half, but it's not enough to win on the road.
Thank you.
You got it, Joe.
Hey, Dan, how are you?
What's up, Jake?
Nothing much.
How you doing?
Good. Just another follow-up on Solo. You've talked about how you've wanted him to develop a little more and maybe grow up a little more now with Liam out of the picture for the next couple of weeks. But in terms of what he's done so far, going from the 8th or 9th player a year ago as a freshman now to maybe the 2nd or 3rd option, where would you rate his candidacy as far as most improved player in the Big East is concerned?
Yeah, I mean, the numbers obviously, are impressive. The scoring jump is impressive. The 3-point shooting numbers are, I don't know what they're, top 20, top 25 nationally. It's also making some clutch shots, I think. And what probably excited me, because I think we know, Solo is a beautiful shooter. I loved him getting into the mid-range and scoring on the road, a key basket. I loved him getting to the rim and finishing at the rim. He had 3 assists. We got to get Solo back on the glass. Last year he was on the glass, great for us, especially the offensive glass. And then we got to get, his defense, we got to get that 2-way play for him. He's got all of the components to do it. But he's made that huge sophomore jump that I think we're looking for. I think you could see Jalen Stewart starting to make his here. And now we're hopeful we'll keep getting more from Ross too.
He's 18th in the country at the start of the day. We have time for a couple more quick ones. We'll go to Sam and then Zags.
Hey, Coach. The rebounding hasn't been up to your standard in recent games, and that's become a concern with Thomas Sorber being the leading rebounder in the Big East. How are you approaching a team who has been strong on the glass lately, especially with Sorber?
Yeah, Sam, it's probably, something when it's, play a game 2 days, you don't necessarily get the practice time. You get the video session of the Providence game was obviously horrifying relative to basketball, it was horrifying to watch. And then I thought we were, obviously we're better against Villanova. We're +9 on the glass there. So, that was a step in the right direction for us. But, it's a multitude of things. It's like when the ball goes up, you've got to make violent first contact. You've got to obviously maintain and improve your positioning for the ball. And then you got to pursue the ball with life or death desperation. And, those are and you got to have a feel for where the ball, you got to be able to trace the ball too, going off the rim. So there's a lot of components there. Obviously we want our guards to rebound more. We need Sampson to be better in that area. We need, Tarris could be better in that area. Tarris is so physically imposing, but there's rebounds that he's left on the board too, where there's a tenacity level that he's got to get to. He's such a talented guy and he's such a nice guy. But usually the people that rebound the ball the most are, people that are pretty ruthless, pretty relentless. They're desperate in their desire, to rebound the ball, to gain possession of the ball because they understand how important possession is. But I don't think it's not one. I think it's this team is a lot. We've got a lot of nice guys on this team. Taris is one of them, and I don't think that we're as nasty competitively as we've been in the past, and that's why our defense and rebounding numbers are what they've been. It's it's the same people doing the scouts. It's the same the same defensive principles and rebounding principles that have led to a lot of success. I just think we need our nice guys when the games start to become nastier people, and then when the game's over, they can go back to being nicer guys.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, Sam. See you, buddy.
Adam's still there. Otherwise, we'll have Mark wrap us up.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, it's Zags. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Zags? That's Jersey.
I've snuck away to St. Martin. I'm in the Caribbean for a couple days. Don't tell anybody. I'm looking at the beach right now. Can Liam still win Big East Freshman of the Year, or does Sorber have an advantage now? Because Sorber's playing and Liam's out a few weeks.
Yeah, I don't. That's probably something I probably wouldn't want to speculate on a whole lot. Sorber's been awesome. For Georgetown. Liam's been awesome for us. I guess it would, how quickly Liam gets back. How well I guess the teams do. But then that really, I don't know how much any of the stuff really factors in anyway, because, a couple of years back, Alex Caravan, deserved to win Rookie of the Year, and and he didn't get it. And Cam, who's a great player and obviously a first-round pick, missed games with injury, and our team had a better year. And just it's like you never know how the Big East coaches are going to vote on things. That's where I don't really want to speculate. I mean, Ed nailed that recruitment there with Thomas. He saw it. He's put the kid in a great position to play well. Obviously, for us, Liam, coming into the league, Liam obviously, was, if he wasn't our best player, it was a Batman and Batman situation with Alex, to put us in a great position coming out of non-conference after Maui. So, just coming into the conference with a 12 net, obviously helps the league. Liam obviously was a great player and playing well for us prior to league play. So, I mean, in the end, both these guys are going to play in the NBA, be first-round picks. So, I don't think either guy is probably going to lose sleep if the other one gets it.
Right, and just with the
smart,
time,
the league is smart. If the league is smart in situations like that, they'll do what they did back in the day, and somebody would step in and say, "All right, it's go."
Yeah. And just, is there anything new on the timetable? Anything new on the timetable with Liam, Dan? Or are you still saying end of January?
Well, he's out of the boot, which is great. So, but he's, he did some form shooting. He's out of the boot, but he's still Aquaman. So he's, he's in the pool doing work. His recovery in the pool. He's doing his workouts in the pool. So he's not Thor yet. He's still Aquaman.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Good luck.
See you, man.
All right. So Coach, I had the last question, I
Yo.
guess.
What's up?
Ahmad Noel got some run in the Nova game, 6 minutes. Was there something specific you saw in on the road, or is that just is that a thought that Ahmad could get more run in games where you need to add some defensive intensity in the backcourt?
Yeah, I think you know what it is. It's like, you know, Ahmad practices hard, and you know, there's room in the rotation with Liam out right now in particular to to maybe do some things to keep yourself on the court. You know, it's like when you're a young player in a sport that's gotten really, really old. Like, I'm not even sure if I could tell you 5 players for the all rookie team in the Big East, because I'm not sure if there's 5 freshmen that are actually playing, and with how old college basketball has gotten. So he's in the same boat as a lot of other freshmen, even top freshmen across the country. When he gets his time on the court, he's got to just kind of do what guys like Jordan Hawkins and Donovan Clingan and even Solo Ball last year, or Jalen Stewart, when they got, when Solo got opportunities at MSG last year, when Steph went down, it was, a couple tip dunks and a couple deep threes versus Carolina. It was, in Texas, and when you get out there, you be solid, play well enough that the coach feels like I'm comfortable. And obviously he got close to a 6-minute run in the first half, and we want to play him. We want to develop him. We want to play him. We think he's got a great future. But I think when you get on the court as a player, you got to find a little magic when you get out there. You got to make things happen, and do things to keep yourself on the court. Get the coach to have confidence in you, because our rotation is not set, and we're still searching as a team right now.